Y'all, I have been cleaning out my pantry, my fridge, and my freezer. You want to see what I got coming up? A baked rigatoni with a lemon icebox cake. Probably a lemon icebox cake, very similar to what your parent or your grandparent made. Very, very easy, very simple. So I hope you join me today for a pantry, fridge, freezer raid. It was delicious. This is next day, and I'm going to tell y'all, this was really, really tasty. I had seconds on dinner. It was so, so good. Give this a try. It's easy. You can freeze it. You can divide it in half and freeze half of it and save the other half. But whatever it is you do, give this a try. Without further ado, baked rigatoni with sausage, garden fresh green peppers, onions, tomatoes, yum, and a lemon icebox pie. I'm preheating my skillet here. I'm going to add just, a tablespoon or so of a little bit of olive oil. On the side here, I have already cooked whatever kind of pasta you have. I have rigatoni here, but I cooked this ahead of time, 12 ounces, uncooked, boiled in a little bit of salted water. I've got 1 pound of sausage here. I have jalapeno, and you guys know that I like mine just a little bit extra spicy, but my whole purpose in kind of doing this is I've been going through my freezer, going through my fridge. So you're probably going to see a series of videos where I'm, kind of trying to move a little bit of food. But I'm going to just put this in here and brown this. And I like my sausage with a little bit of brown on it. It looks tasty when you eat it, and I think it's, just kind of better for you to make sure it's cooked. But I'm going to get this started browning, and I have cut my sausage probably about a ½ inch thick. I've got some garden fresh peppers and some onion. If you're going to use a green pepper, that's totally fine. It doesn't have to be a colored pepper. But, half of a yellow, half of an orange, or whatever it is that you have, and a half of a diced onion. And I'm going to just stir this maybe and allow this to cook maybe 5 more minutes. And my 5 minutes is up, and as you can see, this is, I'm hoping that you can see it's very lightly browned. I'm going to add 2 cloves of minced garlic. If you have like the minced garlic that's already minced in the jar, 2 teaspoons of that should do just fine. And I'm going to just let this go for maybe 30 seconds because garlic, y'all already know, garlic does not take long to, to get it where it needs to be. 30 seconds, maybe a minute. Doesn't take much. Going to add 2 cans. I believe they're 14.5 ounces, of diced tomatoes. Give this a good stir. I'm going to add 8 ounces of tomato sauce. And give this a good stir and bring this to a simmer. And let's see. I'm sure that I have this somewhere. I have 2 teaspoons of sugar and about 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. I know that seems like a lot of sugar, and if you want to reduce it, of course you can, but sugar helps with the tartness a little bit of the tomatoes. We're going to just let this simmer probably about 5 minutes. This has been on a low simmer, which is very nice. I wish you guys could smell this, but what I'm going to do is, let's see, reach over here. I'm not very organized today for some reason. I've got a 1/2 cup of shredded parm. I'm going to just add that in and stir this until it is melted, and it won't take long. Then I'm going to add my pasta, whatever kind of pasta you have, works just totally fine. Going to give this a good stir. This is one of those great dishes that you can get to putting it in a 9x13. I have a lightly buttered 9x13 pan ready. And once you get it to this point and pour it in your pan, if you want, you can just simply cover it and put it right in the freezer and have it for, one of those days where, you're having a long day, or you have company, unexpected company coming over, something like that. Or, and I have done this more times than I can tell you, I have split something as large as this into 2 8x8 pans and bake one off and put another one in the freezer. And as long as you date what and label what you have put in the freezer, and I tell you, I'm really guilty of not. I'll just cover it and throw it in there. But I'm trying to do better. But I'm going to just let this go on like medium low for maybe 5 minutes. So I've already poured in my 9x13 pan, and we're just going to spread this out just a little bit. And I wish that y'all could smell this. And I've got the rest of the 3/4 of a cup of grated parm that I'm going to sprinkle. And I have 1 cup. Now, if you have just mozzarella, that's great. I have like an Italian blend cheese. And, for me, this is kind of what this is all about, is using what I already have in my fridge, freezer, or in my pantry. And that's what I've done. 350 for 35 minutes. Check it. I would cover it and check it at 30 minutes, uncover it and see if it's bubbling and melty, and remove it once you're satisfied, because it's basically cooked. But when you are satisfied with this bubbly goodness, take it out, let it rest for 10 minutes, and serve this with a side salad or whatever kind of side dish you want. Delicious, delicious, delicious. But we're going to bake this off and see what this looks like. But I just wanted to add, if you are going to freeze it, this is, of course, the point that you want to freeze it. Just give it a good cover. And put this right in your freezer. Label it. Don't be like me, label it and date it and all of that. And there you go. This is a simple, quick lemon icebox pie recipe. I don't like how. This is a super simple cleaning out my pantry, my fridge, and I've found this graham cracker crust that has been in my pantry. You can make your own, you can use store-bought, but it's just a simple 9-inch graham cracker crust. Very simple. 8-ounce block of cream cheese. Now, I had to juice 3 lemons, and it really depends on the size of your lemons, but 3/4 cup of lemon juice. If you have just, you know, like a bottle of lemon juice, that's okay too. And I do have the zest, whoops, the zest from the 3 lemons and a 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. And it's going to be just that easy and just that quick because it has been very warm and I don't want my oven on. So I'm going to cream this really quickly. Now there are other lemon icebox pie recipes that, you know, take eggs and you need to bake them and all of that. But for me today, that is not what I've been about. Now the cream cheese, of course, has been at room temperature. And I'm going to just add my sweetened condensed milk. And again, this is, you know, this has just been kind of like going through my pantry, seeing what I have to make that doesn't require me to run down the road and, run down the road and, you know, buy ingredients and things like that. I'm trying to unload my freezer a little bit, and which I'll share that recipe with you below. It's a pasta bake with sausage and garden fresh peppers and onions and things like that. But just give this a good whip. You don't want to see any lumps or bumps in this mixture. And this is looking pretty good. And I'm going to stop. I'm going to scrape the size of this and see where I'm at. We're going to check this out and make sure, because no one wants, I guess, a big mouthful of cream cheese. And it's looking, you know, not bad. Not bad. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just simply, I'm going to add my lemon juice. That's 3/4 cup. And let's just see how this is going to work out. I know this is going to be delicious. I've made this like all of my life. You know, being born and raised in the deep South with 100+ degrees, you don't always want to turn on your oven. Of course, I'm a bit further north, and summers haven't been too bad, so I'm not complaining. And it goes just that easy. Going to add all of my lemon zest. Just give it a little bit of a go. And here we are. Just so easy, y'all. Just almost too easy, but this is going to be delicious. And of course, if you have, you know, any whipped cream in your house, I am not a huge whipped cream fan. I can't, oops, sorry about that. I just can't explain it. I mean, it's a little bit is okay. Looks real pretty, but for me, not so much. And here we are. I'm going to just cover this and straight in the fridge. And this will be a nice, cool, delicious dessert for tonight. This is fresh out of the oven and it looks so, so good. I'm gonna dish up a little bit of this and we're gonna have a really good look at this. And again, just, you know, bake it, you know, as far as your oven temperature and all are concerned. This was about 45 minutes. Oh, and it's going everywhere. It just went everywhere. But oh my goodness, the aroma is really super, super nice. And I should have chosen something a little better to scoop up with. My apologies, y'all. Get a little bit of tomato in here. And there you go. Overall, This looks so good. And when I get ready to cut into that lemon pie, I'll be right back. So I've got my kettle on for tea. I've got my pie. I've already cut a little bit of it out. And we're just going to bring this out and see exactly what this looks like. So I did make a little whipped cream. I put a little bit of lemon shavings on here, and I'm still waiting on my tea, but I have to tell y'all, as far as the casserole is concerned, I had seconds today. It was really that good. But I hope that y'all give this a try and the casserole a try. And I want to thank you again for joining me here, home at the Hollow. Goodbye, y'all.